now, my husband knows my whole family history. He can't stand my sister, and it's not just because she's a deadbeat daughter to my parents, but also because she has made him feel very uncomfortable on several occasions. You see, Diana constantly flirts with my husband. From the day she met him, she has always acted overly affectionate towards him. She tries to be close to him and even makes suggestive comments that are completely inappropriate. She does it under the excuse of being playful or friendly. And if I call her out on it, she plays it down, laughs and acts like it's a joke. What makes all this even worse is how my parents respond to these situations, which is the situation I mentioned before. They don't see it for what it really is. Instead of putting Diana in her place or supporting me, they completely dismiss it. They say it's just an innocent crush, like some silly kid thing. Sometimes they even make little comments that sound like they're subtly encouraging her. For example, when my husband first met my parents, we were all sitting together chatting. Suddenly, my mom said to my husband, who was just my boyfriend at the time, something like, "You were really funny. You know? You'd actually make a much better match for my other daughter, Diana. You two have the same kind of humor." Then my dad chimed in agreeing with her. He told my husband something like, "Yeah, Diana is really funny. Someone like her would probably be more fun for you." Since my husband and I were so surprised by their comments at first, we thought maybe they were just joking and tried to laugh it off. But over the years, my parents have kept bringing up the idea that my husband would have been a better match for my sister. It's like a recurring theme they have never let go of. Again and again, they've said things like he's so much more like Diana, or commented on how my husband and Diana have such similar personalities, as if that meant he ended up with the wrong daughter. Even on our wedding day right before the ceremony, my mom pulled my husband aside and asked him, "Are you sure you want to marry her?" She said it like she was giving my husband one last chance to back out, like she was hoping my husband would change his mind and leave. Can you imagine how crushing it was to hear that on our wedding day? I had a big fight with my parents about it and cut them out of my life back then, but over time they apologized, promising they would never talk that way to my husband again. However, at my sister's next birthday, they went out of their way to get my husband to stand next to her for photos or videos. My husband simply said no, and we ended up leaving early before they cut the cake. We understood our parents weren't going to change and that this was something that would continue. After that, my mom tried to justify it by saying my sister has never had a boyfriend, so she's just got a crush on my husband because he's so handsome and she likes being around him, that maybe being around him more will help her set a goal to become better and get someone like him for herself. My dad isn't much better. He said things like, "What's the harm in standing next to her for a picture if it makes your sister happy?" We stopped attending family events that involved my sister. No birthdays, no gatherings, nothing. We've completely distanced ourselves. I stopped visiting my parents completely, and my husband did too. However, my mother insists we attend this time because she has invited all my cousins and extended family and doesn't want me to miss out because people might start asking questions. But I already know what's going to happen because my sister will be there and neither of us wants to go, especially my husband.